Shalom, shalom. This your brother Yaakov, Yahuda, Yisrael, reporting to you. I want to talk about the law. And this is what we're reading from here, which is the Hebrew English Tanakh. And we'll be reading from 2 Kings. Second Kings chapter 17. 2 Kings 17 chapter. Second Kings 17 chapter.
How many coins is in each box?
Just go ahead and do a regular count. We'll do it in the morning. Hallelujah. Second Kings, the 7th chapter. And the topic is, why do Christians say that the law is done away with? Second Kings 17 chapter 13 verse reads, Yah warned Israel and Judah by every prophet and every seer, saying, turn back from your wicked ways and observe my commandments and my laws, according to all the teachings that I commanded your fathers, and that I transmitted to you through my servants, the prophets. It says, but they did not obey. They stiffened their necks like their fathers who did not have faith in Yahuwah, their Elohim. They spurned his laws and covenants that he had made with their fathers, and the warnings he had given them. They went after delusion and he had given them. They went after delusions and were deluded. They imitated the nations that were about them, which Yahuwah had forbidden them to emulate. So what did he say here? He said, our fathers went after other nations, started to mimic the Egyptians just like it is today. Is this not what's taking place now? You got the same Hebrew Israelites that was in slavery today run around here talking about the Egyptians. You know, wearing Horus, all the signs, all the symbols, all of that. But they the ones that fulfilling the prophecy in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, the 68th verse, saying that you shall go into slavery again, but second time, and by ships. But you have them all day long, polite, running around talking about the Egyptians, wanting to be like the other nations. You got Hebrew Israelite sisters now running around here with weave in their hair. You understand me? Blonde wigs. Look at Nene Leakes from that show, Atlanta Housewives. She got a blonde wig. You understand? You got all of these people running around trying to be like Israelites, trying to be like other nations. I mean, that's such broad band. That revelation on this scripture alone is so broad band concerning our people. You don't see that we going by their weaves, right? Israelites going by their weaves, their yaki hair, their Brazilian ponytails and all that, right? But you don't see them running around here buying no Negro hair. Oh, they don't want that afro. Oh, they don't want them puffs. You see? And see what the world is. What's good is evil and evil is good. That's what the outcome has become. All because of our transgression. Because we have been lied to and told that the law is done away with. So if the law done away with, who cares, right? What did it say? It all sound the same. So it says, they rejected all the commandments of Yahuwah and their Elohim. They made molten idols for themselves, 2 calves, and they made a sacred post. And they bowed down to all the host of heaven, and they worship Baal, which is, Baal is translated as Lord. Same thing today. The white Jesus, you understand? And the Santa Claus. All the idols. Saint Mary, Saint Peter, Saint Guadalupe, Saint Augustine, Saint Patrick, Saint, all of these saints, these idols, you know, these calves, they're bowing down to these images. The show, we was watching the show Drunk in Love by Beyonce and Beyonce and her husband, Sean Carter. And she walking around in the video dragging around a statue. What was the statue? A statue of Isis, the Egyptian goddess. But these are Israelites. You understand? So here we go. It says, and Baal, and he says, verse 16, he says, they rejected all the commandments of Yahuwah, their Elohim. They made molten idols for themselves, 2 calves, and they made a sacred post, and they bowed down to all the hosts of heaven, and they worship Baal. They consigned their sons and daughters to the fire. They practiced augury and divination, and gave themselves over to what was displeasing to Yahuwah, and vexed him. You understand me? You see that? They consigned their sons and daughters to the fire. You understand? That's wickedness. That's mock sacrifice. Human sacrifice. They're sacrificing their children. Giving their children to be burned. You know, giving their children lives to be murdered and killed in the name of this old wicked rituality. You understand me? So, that's crazy. And it says that they vexed Yahuwah. Yahuwah was incensed at Israel, and he banished them from his presence. None was left but the tribe of Yehuda only, alone. So he scattered everybody, and he kept Yehuda, the tribe of Judah. And it says, nor did Judah keep the commandments. Right? So check this out. And Yahuwah, their Elohim, did follow the customs that Israel had practiced. And Yahuwah, their Elohim, they followed the customs that Israel had practiced. So Yahuwah spurned all the offspring of Israel, and he afflicted them and delivered them to the hands of the plunderers. And finally, he cast them out from his presence. For Israel broke away from the house of David, And they made Jehoram